Katie Overy today. I'm so excited. I'm going to be having a chat with racing legend Jacky Ickx, six-time Le Mans champion, right here at the Porsche showroom in Dubai as part of the Icons of Porsche festival. Please give a huge round of applause for Jacky Ickx. How are you? How's Dubai for you so far?
Hello. Oh, I am. It's fantastic to meet all of you because most of you had a Porsche logo on, including me. That means we share the same passion for a brand and for a manufacturer is producing outstanding cars. Sometimes there are people calling me, as you said, somebody famous and another. Okay, let's speak about the philosophy on that. You have to compare racing driver, anyhow, that's the way I see things, like icebergs. An iceberg, the driver is the top of the iceberg. So you pick up the light, you pick up the glory when things go well. You don't pick up anything when it doesn't go well, but on that side I was fairly lucky in a way. But that means racing belongs to a world you never see. It's the mechanics, the engineers, the people who work for you, but they work in the shade. Without them, nothing works. You mentioned me as somebody who play, let's say, an important role in motor racing, but you are also at the end of your career when it's game over, like me, and I can rest at the hotel until late in the afternoon. And you are also the mirror of those people. And that you have to keep in mind. It's about life, it's about humanity, and it's about the behavior we should have in any kind of life. Whatever yours is, you need to be surrounded by friendly people, people who have the know-how, the people who help you to grow, whatever. That's the key of everything. Well, I'm sorry,
I was going to ask.
I kept
no, I love
going,
it.
and if you're
I'm
not
off.
upset,
as long as I still get
don't
paid,
be upset.
I don't mind.
But also I came because there is a presentation on that iconic car. It's the Porsche iconic legend, but I came for that car. Why? Because in life, beside the passion we all have about the subject, we came because there is the presentation of the 9/11 Dakar. Now it's all about timing. Once upon a time, I won the Paris-Dakar in '83 on a Mercedes G. And when I came back at Porsche, everybody was looking for that race, watching that race. It was already very legendary, and they were all impressed by the sightseeing, the country scene, and so on. So I saw, at that precise minute when I enter in the development center, a rally car, a 911 rally car made for the East African Safari. And I really thought that could be a car to win the Dakar. Of course, it was purely my view. What I didn't know at the time, Porsche was preparing their first four-wheel drive car. So that's 36 years ago, roughly, or 34 years ago. So it's a long time. That's why I said once upon a time. But and also because it's emotional to speak about that car. But what you have to know, the difficulty was to race with a sport car against a classic four-wheel drive off-road vehicle like a Range Rover, like a Toyota, like a Mitsubishi. I think you have to be crazy in a way to offer someone that question. But they say yes. They say yes. And there was a team in those days. There was a fantastic engineer called Roland Kousmol, the Rennleiter, Peter Falk, the mechanics, and we start to work on. I was in charge of the logistic for the race because I knew how it works. I rented the trucks, and Porsche made the cars. What you have to know about Paris-Dakar, it's 12,000 kilometers. It's in the desert. 3/4 of it's in stone, desert, heat and whatever. So it's really made for off-road vehicle. And Porsche succeed in it by winning 2 times out of 3. Although nobody was ready to give a single Dutch mark, because at the time it was Dutch mark and not euros, but nobody could even think it was possible. And Porsche did the impossible, and that will not exist anymore. That's the reason why they are producing now the revival 911 modern way of doing it. Still you can do some off-road with it, but of course not supposed to race, that's something else. But you see, just that, to explain you that you have also the destiny, it's working, the providence is working sometimes, but the success of Porsche is clearly the quality of the men who are doing these cars, especially in the racing department, where they are used to do real special cars. But the only exception in off-road is the Porsche, and it will stay like that in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible because we can have the exclusive look of the 911 Dakar down at D3 this afternoon.
Because you have not seen it.
No.
Me only yesterday. So.
Anyone else? Has anyone else seen it yet? No. Aren't you lucky?
Yeah. I won't tell you. You have to discover it, and then you are welcome if you decide to come back to me. I am here with you, and she's my boss, so I follow her.
Thank you very much. How did it make you feel when you saw it yesterday? I mean, you've already mentioned it's emotional for you, but...
Yes. The word emotional, when you go back in the past, is the emotion, because the picture of those you have met or made it possible, and you know that in your normal life, when you go back sometimes, you see people that you have not seen for ages, and we are a community. Enfin, we're supposed to be a community, at least, but it's totally unexpected, frankly, that sort of situation, because in my activities, I've been almost around everything, Formula One with success, long distance with success. I'm happy to say that Porsche, for example, because I did long distance before Porsche, but 10 years with Porsche give me the chance to have 47 wins in long distance, to do the Paris-Dakar, to win the Can-Am Championship in the United States, to be also winning races in motorcycles when I was younger. So to end that conversation, because I know you're impatient to go and see the car, but if you see me, the only reaction you should have, and I have to tell you, it's a miracle to be alive. Because I did really a lot of things more than anybody. I had the privilege to have a very good and talented guardian angel who saved my life, I believe. And the only conclusion that I can say, yes, it's a miracle, but how beautiful it was to be surrounded by nice people.
As we are today, and you're here. You're probably the most humble person I've ever met in my entire life. Now, I am going to open up the...
No, there must be some others.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah,
you're not that humble.
I hope for you.
Is it a show? Okay. We are going to open up the floor if you have any questions for Jacky in a moment. But the question I wanted to ask, because I find it fascinating, you mentioned you were motorcycling before. You've done Formula 1, you've done Formula 2, you've done... What's your fave? What's your favourite Paris-Dakar? I mean, they're so different.
Now, I forgot to tell you something very important. The biggest difficulty is to have the agreement of the parents to do that sort of activities.
That's right.
That's the number one. But also you have to know that, first of all, I make the desperation of my parents because I was not good at school. I was always sitting near the window. In winter, I was always sitting near the radiator, looking the birds and so on. I was hiding my result and forgot my result at the boarding school, so they didn't know what to do with me, in reality. So, worse I was, nice I received gifts, any kind of gift to, with the promise to do better, what I never did.
Bribery, classic parenting bribery.
They were so nice, but unfortunately, they suffer a lot also. Because when I start to race, and when racing was dangerous in those years, that I never thought it was dangerous, but it was, they suffer a lot because I had no contact on telephone, it was difficult to reach, and my mom and my father suffer all their life when I was racing. So. I don't say you shouldn't forbidden your kids to do things they want to do, but nothing it's really marvelous. Voilà.
It comes with some risks anyway with being parenting. Right, so we do have... Well, Dubai Police are having a coffee, but they are going to tell us to move on in a minute for the convoy, and we'll head down to Icons of Porsche soon. But do we have any questions? If we can get a microphone, please. Oh, thank you. Do we have any questions? This young gentleman right here, sir. Tell us your name.
Alex.
Alex, you're very brave.
Yeah, you are. What's going on?
The adult doesn't do it normally. Or they send their mother.
Alex, Jacky,
wife.
Alex. Right, go on, Alex. What are you saying?
Why did you pick racing? You could pick any sport, but you picked racing.
Well, you hear my answer saying, first, it's something you shouldn't do. First, you have to be good at school, because I wasn't. And the second thing I have not said, I thought I was going to be a gardener. It's also a very nice job. Or a gamekeeper, exactly, a gamekeeper. So that's the mystery of the destiny and the timing. But I prefer, maybe you go for racing, but first study learn to do mathematics.
Are you good at school, Alex?
These things. I know you're disappointed, but you have to work with your father.
Parents are just there.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck. You know where you're going already.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you very much. Anybody else have a question? Oh, crikey. I'll come to you in a second.
Bonjour, Monsieur Jacky. You had a famous quote, records are to be broken, and we know that you are Monsieur Le Mans. Do you ever think that this can be broken? And secondly, what is your fondest memory of the Le Mans series that you have?
Well, records are there to be beaten. Many people thought 6 wins would have been unbeatable. They were wrong. The nicest part, the records now, it's 9 wins by Tom Christensen, who is a lovely person, a talented driver, but also really a good person. So, about records, sooner or later you are beaten. Especially when you know Le Mans is going to have 100 years anniversary next year. So it may continue, but honestly, I believe Tom Christensen will remain forever the unique number one. And Le Mans, well, you need an excellent co-driver. When we were doing it, you need 2 drivers. Today it's 3. The one you normally should win, you don't. The one that you're not supposed to win, you win. It's fairly unpredictable because, first of all, the mechanic has to last 24 hours. And in those days, nobody knew that. You had to protect the machine, shift peacefully, use the clutch appropriately, and the car was the number one. And you develop the race about the situation in the race itself. So winning one time, it's nice. Already, for all the drivers I met, one time you're ready to sign. Sometimes it's happened 4, 5, 6 in my case, and even 9. And I like that very much.
Oh, it's a great, thank you very much. Lovely question. But very quickly, before I move on to this young man here, exactly you said then, back then you had to look after the car, you did everything. What are your thoughts then on how it is now, where it's basically computers? Obviously the drivers are there and they have to have talent, but could you drive today?
No.
Okay.
No, because there is a time for everything. Huh? I am...
What just happened there?
I'm 78, so clearly. Thank you. I love that. Ha.
Oh, you're not dead! Yay! I love the fact you got applause just.
There
for
is
being
a time
78.
for everything in life, in sport. There is a life for it. I think it's wrong to think that you have no erosion from the time. You have your time. You have to use it properly, because there are so many talented racing drivers today. It's high level of competition. We don't fight anymore for seconds, neither even tenths of seconds. Today the difference between few cars is milliseconds, and it's a hard job, I believe. So
I agree with you.
I love the idea to be peaceful and gardening.
Yeah, now, absolutely. Right, young man at the front, what's your name, please?
Khalifa.
Do you want to come up, Khalifa?
Yeah.
Yalla, come, ta'al. Go ahead.
What was your favorite race in your career?
I never heard anyone winning a race saying his car was no good. It was always the best possible car. It's much more easy to say, what was your worst car? And that I cannot tell you, because it's really, it's really between the brand I'm thinking about and so on. But you're right, there are some races that are different, definitely. When I'm mentioning the race you're not supposed to win and you win at the end, for example, Le Mans 77, my car broke down immediately, 3 hours after it broke down. So I was the reserve driver on another car, and that car was 41st. And we won the race. We went flat out, without taking care of the car, at the limit permanent, with the rain, the fog, and so on. And that word, we could sublimize ourselves, you know, to be better than you used to be, even better than you used to be. And at the end, we won, and we beat Renault at big cars and 3, 4 cars and so on, and we won. So the morality of that, never give up.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Khalifa. Take the mic back with you. There we go. You can go back now. There you go. We'll get the microphone off you very soon. We've got to wrap up, unfortunately, because we need to send you down to D3 and get you down to the Icons of Porsche.
That was a very brief...
I know, and I don't know about you, but I'm sure you could sit here and listen to Jacky talking for ages. I had loads of questions for you.
I know, but...
I really want to ask one more question. One more question? Lost them out? Okay, good. Right, listen, very quickly. I have a question that's come through from Reza at the 911 page on Instagram, which, by the way, you should follow Jacky on Instagram. He's verified. You're an influencer. Right, it's a bit of a long one, so stay with me.
Don't believe her.
What are your thoughts on the new Porsche 963 prototype and the hybrid technology it uses? Would you like to drive it back to back with your Le Mans winning Porsche 936S and 956? And should Porsche make that happen?
I would love to. I would love to, but I don't have the capacity anymore to do it. And also, I have to mention, I don't like speed.
It's interesting.
But I love winning.
Okay, right, okay. But hang on, how do you do one without the other?
And also because life is fairly short. No, I don't want to be on pole anymore. I prefer to be on the back of the grid. Because I want to save my life.
Right, interesting. Great concept. But how do you win then? How do you win without speed?
You can have a special class for people over 75.
Okay, that works for me. Okay, so maybe Porsche will make that happen, but...
we can try that.
We'll try it.
That means lobbying.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jacky Ickx.
Thank you very much.
Jacky, thank you so much. Have an amazing time.
And once again, I'm sorry to have arrived late.
No, you're very kind.
Excuse myself.
You're very kind.
Thank you.
I'll let you move over that way. They will all take care of you over there. So, ladies and gents, I'm going to tell you that the convoy is now going to set off. I'll take this, darling. Thank you. I just called Jacky Ickx darling. Whoops. Right, the convoy is going to set off. So if you're classic car and 911 drivers, make sure you head down there. There is gate C for the classic cars, gate E for 911. If you haven't registered, you still can. Icons of Porsche. Register for tomorrow. Today's closed, but we can get you in today. I think that's right. Yes, we're all going to head out. Dubai police are here. And they're all out the back the other side. Thank you so much again for waiting. Thank you. Bye.